Is it me or are people a lot dumber than they used to be? This is Rob from PastTechSearch.com, and I help people just like you pass tech certifications super fast. So I have been noticing that people are lacking a lot of the necessary skills, skills that used to be common sense, things that used to be just, no big deal stuff, right? People are lacking just basic common sense, right? Whether it's me going to a restaurant or me dealing with people in corporate or me being in schools. And I'm talking about from kids to teenagers to adults to people in the trenches to people in corporate. It just seems that everybody is a tad bit slower than they used to be. And at first, I was like, damn, you know, it's kind of rough being, the only person that, has a little bit of a higher IQ than everybody else, right? It can be fucking annoying. It can be very annoying. But then I said, wait a minute, this is actually an advantage. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably in the same boat as me. Intelligent, smart, can think on your feet, an analytical thinker or critical thinker, and you find that it just seems that there are a lot more people that just are lost in the sauce, man. Even people that, have jobs. This is their job. This is what they do. This is what they are paid to do, are not that good at their job, right? Which is great news for me and you because it's going to make it 1,000 times easier to win, right? So before, to get into tech, you would need a degree. A degree for sure you would need, right? You don't need a degree anymore, but you do need some other things. And usually, I'm talking about certs, what certs to get, but you have to have a certs, but you also have to have common sense, right? Or just, they need to come with another word for it because it's not common. It's not common at all. Most people don't have common sense, right? And the reason I'm saying this is just because, I just got off a coaching call and a guy was kind of pissed off about that, right? He works around a bunch of dummies. And I said, look, man, you have to understand, if you are smart, you are going to be a minority, right? And the crazy thing is, what used to be smart, when I was, coming up and growing up, is now just a motherfucker that got common sense. They are looked at as smart. Somebody could think, on their feet. And another thing is this, the dumbest people are the ones that are saying, AI is going to fucking take over everything. AI is going to take everybody's job. AI is making tech obsolete. AI is going to make you obsolete, right? Because what I keep on telling people is that AI is only as smart as the user. That's it, man. Whether you're using ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, whatever you like to use, right? It does not make an idiot a genius. It just does not, right? That's why a lot of people are like, oh, this AI shit don't work. It won't, do what I want it to do. It won't tell me what I want it to tell me. It's because they're not intelligent. They don't know how to use it, right? And that's just a testament to the more convenient things are, right? The more comfortable people get. And they're actually allowing AI, social media, other people to literally think for them. They're not going to research nothing. They're not going to look at nothing else. ChatGPT said that shit. It got to be true. So just know that if you feel like you're isolated, if you feel like you're in a silo, if you feel like you're doing this shit alone, everybody's a dummy. I got good news for you. Everybody is not, right? I know a lot of people who are extremely intelligent, love progress, love making it happen, love being able to solve problems. That's another thing. As people get lazier, right, and expect for AI, expect for social media, expect for somebody else to fix their problems, the better you get at solving problems, the more money you will make, right? That's all I do. People don't know how to pass certs. That is a problem. Boom, I solve it. People can't get a job. That's a problem. I solve it. People can't get the skills that they need for a certain job. That's a problem. I solve it. People don't have the skills or can't figure out how the fuck to navigate through an interview. That's a problem. And I solve it, right? You have to be able to solve people's problems, right? Especially now. And you have to be able to do it quickly. You have to be able to think for yourself as well. And intelligent people that use AI are going to be unstoppable, an unstoppable force. So I would definitely recommend that you tap in, use, play with as much AI as possible, right? So you're on the right side of history and not on the wrong side of history. And then, like I said, the most unintelligent people are the ones that think that AI is going to, replace developers, or AI is going to, because even me, I thought that AI was a lot more robust, especially when it first started, kind of like, this model come out, that model come out. And after using it, and if, as much as I use it, as much as I work with developers, I work with cybersecurity analysts, I work with a bunch of people, and we use it as a tool, but not as a replacement for our own brain, right? And anybody that's deep in the trenches of AI will tell you that I wouldn't trust this shit alone with nothing at all, right? Yeah, you can create this, you can create that, but once you actually put it in production, once people actually start using it, you see all the flaws, all the things that are missing, all that type of stuff, right? And right now we're just in just a shift, right? It's moving more away from what people are used to, what people want, not what people want, but what people are just used to, right? And I'll tell you this, whether you're a teacher, whether you're in the military, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in tech, right now is not the time to be slacking off. Right now is not the time to take a break. Right now is not the time to complain. Right now is the time to execute. You're going through something, you're tired, gas is high, inflation, you're ugly, whatever it is, nobody fucking cares. You still have to win, right? And the good news is this is one of the best times. While AI is still kind of wild and people still kind of like, I don't know. This is one of the best times to get into networking and cybersecurity, man. Right? Not for any dummies. If you're a dummy listening, I don't know what to tell you. If you're expecting for shit to be easy, if you're expecting for shit to be sweet, this is not the time, right? But if you are a go-getter, if you're a high performer, if you really want to win and you want to do whatever that's morally and ethically and spiritually correct, the righteous way, you will win, man. But the thing is this, people are dumb. We can agree with that, right? Secondly, they are lazy. So motherfuckers don't even want to pick the struggle, right? They're dumb and lazy. So that's two things that you already got ahead of people. Dumb, lazy, and don't know nothing. Man, you're already ahead of most people, right? So if you kind of been like, damn, I don't know where to start, I don't know what to do, I'm confused, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, whatever, just know that it is people that are dumb, lazy, and don't know shit. You gotta be doing better than them. You have to be doing better than them, right? Another thing is this. Now is not the time to be entertained, right? Now is not the time to be scrolling for hours on TikTok, scrolling for hours on Instagram, watching every damn thing that Netflix drops. Netflix drops a comedy special, then they'll drop a series, then they'll drop a movie, then they'll drop this or drop that, or GTA 6 comes out, or a video game, or sports, playoffs. So there's so many things that will distract you from what's important. And what's important is your goals. What's important is your future. What's important is your family, right? So you have to make sure that you stay locked in, you stay focused, and do what you're supposed to do, because life will pass you by and you'll end up on the other side. Well, you're a dumbass that don't know nothing, that don't have no skills. Because that's one of the things that AI, technology, whatever, they have not fixed or figured out how to pause time. You go hard as hell, do what you're supposed to do, time will keep going. You sit on your ass and don't do nothing, time is going to keep going. Time is ticking right now. What are you doing with that time? All of us, have a limited amount of time, no continues, no extra lives. All you get is this shot right here, man. You got to make sure that you're making the absolute best out of it. There are so many people that are wasting this golden opportunity to get into tech and to dominate. That's another thing. Inflation, right, is fucking crazy. I think I bought a thing of blueberries yesterday, and I think it was $8. It was my daughters love blueberries, so I got some blueberries, and it was $8, right? Filled up one of my cars the other day, and it was either $100 or a little bit more, right? So I got some cars, then I got some more economical cars, right? I got a Camry, and I think it was $70 to fill it up when it's usually like $30, $40. This is what I'm used to, right? And the crazy thing is, inflation and the price of stuff is still going up, but it's still people that are making 50 grand a year. You know, I know, may hurt your feelings. 50, 60, 70 is not enough for you and your family, right? Your bare minimum, right? Your goal, or not even your goal needs to be as much money as possible, because that's the one thing that never happens. Prices never go down. You know, this is not rollback, and this is not Walmart, and they're not about to roll back shit. Stuff only goes up in price, right? So with that being the case, we need to make sure that you are, making an amount that's going to make sense for the long run. So if you making 50 grand this year, you need to be making 60 next year, and 70, 72, 75, 86, 95. You need to keep on going up, because if you don't, it's going to eat your fucking money up, man, right? So let's say in the, 70s, 80s, 50 grand, you could feed a whole family, you could buy a house, you could get a new car, all kind of shit. 50 grand now, you barely making it. So since I want more for you, I'm telling you right now, you can make $75,000, $80,000 in your first tech job. Not guaranteeing shit, because I don't know if you're one of the dummies that don't know shit, but I have proof from students of mine. First job, $70,000, $80,000 a year, right? First job. On the road to six figures, right? And like I said, tech is one of those things where you can kind of, if you're one of them ones, you can write your own check, and you can write it from wherever. You can work from home. You can work from the beach. You can work in a coffee shop. You can work from an office. You can do a little bit of both, right? And that flexibility allows you to be with your children, take a break, fucking not, have a mental reset where you ain't got to be around a bunch of dumbasses, right? And it allows you to have more spending power, allows you to have the ability to do the things not only that you need to do, but do the things that you want to do. Allows you to really expand your horizons, right? Now, that brings me to another point. You can be smart, but you cannot be lazy. Not now, man. It's not the time. It's not the time. And then with so many other factors going on, so much seems like it's something different in the news every day, something different than happened, something got cut off, something got turned on, something got blew up, something got stole, something blah, 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 right? And distractions and all this other crazy shit that's going on. Right now is the time to go crazy, man. Your goals cannot wait. You need to start them shits right after I finish talking. If it's to get certified, go get certified. If it's to get a new job, get a new job. If it's to work remote, start applying to remote jobs. That's another thing. You guys are lazy before you even get to the job, before you even get hired. The most people I talk to, like, yeah, I've been looking for a job, man. I want a remote job. How many jobs have you applied to? Man, like 10 or 15. Motherfucker. At a minimum, and this is not a typo or whatever the hell you call an audio mess up, you need to apply to 100 jobs a day. Rob, what the fuck you say? 100 jobs, 100 jobs a day at a minimum. You want a job, right? If you want another job, getting another job becomes your job or your part-time job. You need to put forth hours every day networking, sending your resume, and applying to jobs. Now, do 100 resumes a day or 100 applications a day, you might start getting hits within days, weeks, months. But I'm telling you, it's impossible to put forth that much input and not get something back. Every student, every person that I know that I told to do this, start getting so many opportunities, callbacks, requests for interviews, all that type of shit, that it actually became like overwhelming for them, right? Understand in life, options are what reduce stress. Options are what create abundance. Options are what really fuel your happiness. You don't have to go to this job. You don't have to pick just this one opportunity. You got 1, 2, 3, 5 different people vying for you to come work for a company, right? That's what you want to do. Now, always assess what the hell you did, right? Not how the economy is, not what's going on social media, not what the news said. How much did you do? What did you do to change your life? What did you do to get the job that you wanted? What did you do to make sure that your family was good? What did you do to make sure that you had savings that if you get laid off or something else happens that you're good for 6 months? What did you do and what are you doing right now to change the trajectory of your life? Because at the end of the day, I'm glad you listened to this episode. I'm glad you like what I'm saying. I'm glad that it's resonating, blah, 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 blah. But this shit is on you, man. I'm just a random dude with a microphone. It's up to you to do what you need to do, right? Especially if I get emails damn near every day. Oh, yeah, I watched your Tech Career Blueprint podcast, and Wooty Wop send some long-ass essay to me. And sometimes I read it, sometimes I don't. But it's always the same response. Okay, what did you do with the information in the episode? What are you doing now? Oh, well, I was, execute. You don't have to send me shit. Send me something after you done did something. Not that you're thinking about, not that, or send me, some long. Look, you're special, right? Your grandma thinks so, but you're not any different than anybody else. It's the same process. Oh, well, this. I know. No. If you want to change, make a change. If you want to make something happen, make it happen. In 2026, moving forward, we really don't have any excuse not to win. If we don't know the answer to something, there's 1,000 different ways to figure it out. You can ask AI. You can go on YouTube. You can Google some shit. It's too many different ways, right? Now, one thing I will say is this. If you are doing all that, right? I'm watching YouTube, I'm following people on Instagram, I'm following people on TikTok, I'm DMing people, blah, 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 and you still hitting the wall, you still getting confused, you're still trying to figure something out. What you need to do is get into some type of training, get into some type of structured environment to make sure that you do what you need to do. Because that's another thing. With all the other distractions that you have, right? You need to have one single focus, one mentor, one fucking goal at a time, right? Not listen to 17 people, not listen to 40 people, not listen to 2 people. One person, one goal, locked in. I'm going to listen to this person until XYZ happens, right? One thing is not going away, these certifications. Another thing that's not going away is AI. And the crazy thing is this, as AI grows, these opportunities are exploding. If you know where to look, if you had the skills, if you had a search, and you have confidence, right? That's another thing. Most people reach out to me about the interview. They may, have search, not have search, blah, blah, blah. But you have to have confidence, right? They need to believe that you know what the hell you're talking about. right? Also, you got to have interpersonal skills. The days of you just being cool and or not being cool, just being quiet and weirdos and sweaty palms and shit, that's over with, man. That's over with. The hiring manager, the team lead, the tech lead, they all looking like, okay, is this person going to gel within our team? Is this, because a lot of times you have to talk to different people in the team, different people in the chain to figure out what's going on, what's being implemented. This should change. This should stay the same. This is my advice. So on and so. You're a team, right? Everybody needs to have a voice. So working on emotional intelligence is another thing. I definitely been saying it because that's another thing. Damn. That's another thing. Most people don't have regular intelligence, and damn near nobody has emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence meaning that you can read the room, you can have empathy, you can have understanding, you're listening to what people are saying instead of just, they you just hearing fucking words floating around in the sky and you just waiting to your turn to say something. Having emotional intelligence, high regular intelligence, or whatever you call it, skills, and you charismatic and you confident, it's almost impossible to lose, right? If you want to win, you can win. If you don't want to win, then you won't win. Other than that, this is Rob from PastSexSearch.com, and I'll see you in class.